Are you one of the 102 million people who viewed the Super Bowl on Sunday, February 2nd? There is a high possibility you are. The NFL obtains the highest TV ratings among sports in the U.S. According to an Associated Press GFK poll, 49% of Americans are pro football fans. You might even be a Chiefs fan because they are the only professional team in Missouri. Today, I have chosen to talk about the history of the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs were founded in 1963 and have made appearances in 3 Super Bowls, winning 2. I chose this topic because not only am I a football fan, but have been a fan of the Chiefs my entire life. I was also one of the 102 million people who viewed the Super Bowl this year. In 1959, Texan Lamar Hunt was trying to gain a pro football franchise in the National Football League. He was unsuccessful in these attempts and decided to create his own professional league known as the American Football League. Hunt's team, the Dallas Texans, faced direct competition from the NFL's newest expansion team, the Dallas Cowboys. Despite the Texans' recent championship, the Dallas market could not sustain 2 professional football franchises. Hunt went on many scouting trips looking for a new home for the Texans. Kansas City Mayor Harold Bartle invited Hunt to move his franchise to Mid-America. Mayor Bartle guaranteed to triple the season ticket base the Texans had in Dallas. The Kansas City mayor, nicknamed Chief, also guaranteed to add 3,000 permanent seats to Municipal Stadium and 11,000 temporary bleacher seats. On May 22, 1963, Lamar Hunt announced his franchise was being moved to Kansas City. The team was being planned on called the Kansas City Texans, although the team was officially christened the Kansas City Chiefs on May 26th to honor the efforts of Mayor Bartle. 4 years after being moved to Kansas City, the Chiefs played the Green Bay Packers in the first AFL-NFL championship on January 15th, which later became known as Super Bowl I. 60 million people tuned in to watch the heavily favored Packers play the Chiefs. The Chiefs scored 1 touchdown and ultimately lost 35-10. But 3 years later, the Chiefs came back and played the Minnesota Vikings in Super Bowl IV on January 11th. They became Super Bowl champions that day, defeating the Vikings 23-7. Chiefs quarterback Len Dawson was named Most Valuable Player in a Sport magazine poll after completing 71% of his passes. On Sunday, February 2nd, the Chiefs played in a Super Bowl game for the first time in 50 years. The last time the Chiefs played in a championship game was before the AFL-NFL merger. In the fourth quarter, the Chiefs were trailing 30-10. They scored 3 unanswered touchdowns to secure their 31-20 Super Bowl win. During that game, Patrick Mahomes went 26 of 42 passing for 286 yards. He was named the Most Valuable Player and is the youngest player to be so. If it weren't for Lamar Hunt, the Chiefs would not be a team today. But if it weren't for the players and coaches along the way, the Chiefs would not be the team they are today. Hunt hired Hank Stram to be the Texans' first head coach. Stram won 3 AFL championships, which is more than any other coach in the league. He also coached the most victories, had the most postseason games, and the best postseason record in the AFL. In 1970, Stram led the Chiefs to their first Super Bowl victory. MVP of Super Bowl IV, Len Dawson still owns the Chiefs' career passing yards, touchdowns, and wins record. Stram said Dawson was the most accurate player in pro football. Dawson was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1987, and Stram was inducted in 2003. 10 years after Stram was inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Chiefs hired Andy Reid as the new head coach. In 2018, the Chiefs finished as the AFC's top seed for the first time since 1997, with Andy Reid's first time as head coach. Reid has over 200 wins and is ranked 6th as the NFL coach with the most wins. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said this about Reid: "He has tremendous insight into our game, and we are fortunate to have him in the NFL." Patrick Mahomes is the only Chiefs player ever to be named MVP of the NFL. He was 5-0 when trailing by 10 or more points last season, which is the most double-digit comeback wins by any quarterback in NFL history. Andy Reid said, "Everybody's alive because of his vision." Millions of people all over the world tune into the Super Bowl every year, and almost half of Americans are football fans. There is a high chance you are, because according to TV ratings, football is the most popular sport in the US. Even if you might not consider yourself a football fan, you probably have been to a game such as in high school or college, or know someone who plays. And because football has the highest TV ratings, you have most likely seen a game on TV. So many people around the world love football, and I bet you do too. This was a great year to be a Chiefs fan. Thank you.